Hello and welcome. Today, I'd like to introduce you to the next game from Shakos, called Rex Britannorum, a strategic board game for 1 to 3 players, which evokes the struggles for influence waged by Rome's 3 largest Celtic client tribes during the Roman occupation of Great Britain. The game board, displaying a map of Britannia, is divided into 3 large areas of different colors, which are split into regions, containing road and city locations, linked by connections. Each player has a scoring board where he will record his victory points, and around which he places his draw deck of troop cards, his recruitment queue, and his discard pile. Each player will draw 3 troop cards at start, which he sets face up in his recruitment zone, and 3 more which he places in his hand. These troops will be used to take control locations on the board. Indeed, to win, players must accumulate victory points by controlling these locations, i.e. by applying their influence on the various Celtic tribes living there. 3 stakes tracks allow to record the evolution of each player's influence. When a player's scoring disc reaches a threshold on one of these tracks, he earns 1 victory point, which is noted on his scoring board by placing a control cube of his color on the dedicated space. Moreover, at the start of the game, each player chooses 2 secret objective cards from 3 randomly distributed ones, which will earn him additional victory points if he succeeds in fulfilling their conditions. Thus, the 3 opponents have a common goal: move up their markers on the 3 tracks, and secret objectives they must complete to earn additional victory points at the end game once revealed. During each of the game's 7 turns, 7 locations tokens are randomly drawn from a bag and placed on the corresponding locations on the game board. Players then add 2 troop cards to their hand, either face-up cards situated in their recruitment queue, or secretly and randomly drawn cards from their deck. After secretly associating 2 troop cards from their hand with 2 deployment mini-cards, used to designate one of the 3 colored areas, the player's cards holder are revealed simultaneously, and battles are resolved area by area. The combat values of each troop's card played in a given area are added up, and the side with the highest combat value is declared the winner, choosing up to 3 locations in the area concerned that pass under its control. The loser or losers who assign troops to the area are declared vassals and can apply their control to up to 2 of the remaining locations, if any. In the case of a tie between winners or between vassals, they can choose the same location and cohabit in it. Finally, any location drawn from the bag that has not been won by a player is attributed to Rome and will not be controlled by any player. Once the battles in the 3 areas have been resolved, the markers on the stakes tracks are moved, if necessary, for each side, the longest controlled road, the number of controlled cities, the number of regions in which a player has at least 1 control marker. It may be tempting to use your strongest cards, but troops cards with low combat values have interesting special powers, indicated by symbols. A 1 value card becomes a 7 if another kingdom has also played a 7 value card in the area. 2 value card allows a vassal to add to his hand a troops card committed by the winner in the area as mercenaries. He will be able on a subsequent turn to add it to his usual 2 troops cards on the 3rd slot of his cards holder. A 3 value card allows a vassal to place a control cube on a road location won by the winner. And a 4 value card played by a winner will cancel the effects of 2 and 3 values cards played in the area by vassals. If a player has not been able to place any control during a turn, he calls on Rome and receives a Roman reinforcements card, which he will be able to use once in the 3rd slot of his cards holder. Each colored area has also a joker location. One like any other location, it allows the player who takes it to place a control cube on a road location already controlled by another player or by Rome, or a city location controlled by Rome. At the end of the game, each player counts his victory points, one for each cube placed on his scoring board, and one for each condition completed on his secret objective cards, bearing in mind that latter conditions are only counted if previous ones in the list are. The game can also be played by 2 players or solo. To do so, simply turn over the scoring board of the non-played sides and apply the 2 rules written on it to determine the behavior of the non-player kingdom. Rex Britannorum's rules may be simple, but the game is not simplistic. You'll need to consider the troops cards already played or drawn by your opponents, and constantly make crucial choices when committing your troops. Aimed at Euro board gamers, but also at wargamers looking for a relaxing 1 to 2 hours session of play, Rex Britannorum can create a bridge between these 2 categories of players.